Snapchat, good morning, what's going on? We're going down and get a little coffee. This time we're going, good morning. This time we're going to goodness gracious because I want to go for a drive. Snapchat, it's that time of year. This little here guy is the seat warmer, and these particular seats hug you like a warm grandma's hug. Ooh, very toasty. Hello. Okay, we're going to do a little lesson today because I haven't done one for a couple of days. I want to address something that a lot of people I see are doing. I want to address personal rewards, as in rewarding yourself when you start to get some business success or a trading success, or you get a promotion or at work, or something happens, you have a windfall. And as a pre-warning, this could be one of those lessons that are a little bit deflating, take the wind out of your sails kind of thing. Some of the things that I teach will bring you up, some of the things will pull you down. But you need both. If you listening to someone who's got wise advice, they will do both. They'll pull you down when you need to be pulled down. They'll lift you up when you need to be lifted up. It's not all about going up, up, up. If there is ever a teacher that's always up, 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 hype, 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 motivation, positivity, positivity, they're probably cashing in on selling hype. That's not the reality of the world. And if you're extremely unfulfilled, you're trying to escape your life or dissociate from reality, you could go and get infatuated with the hype. If you're chasing mastery, you'll pursue grounded principles. With that said, rewarding yourself. As you start to grow your income, expand your business success, you want to reward yourself, you want to buy yourself a little trinket, little toy, little materialistic possession. The figure that I personally use is 0.07. You would divide it by 0.07. If you want to buy a $1,000 trinket, toy, reward, divide it by 0.07. $1,000 reward divided by 0.07, you get 14,285. You need to make 14,285 in profit before you go and buy a $1,000 trinket or reward. This is the figures that I use. Let me explain them. First, you're going to go spend $1,000 on some particular thing. You want to make sure that you made more than $1,000. You don't want to spend everything you make. That's crazy. To systemize this and structure this and put order and organization in your splurging, you want to have a spendings account. The percentage that I use is 10%. So if you spend $1,000, you want to make 10 first. But to go and make 10 grand in after-tax profit, you need to first make 14,285 in pre-tax profit. You need to go and make this much in profit to go and splurge that much. Now, this is where it can get really disheartening for small business owners. If you're working in a business where you have a profit margin 30, 40%, it gets even more gloomy. Because in a traditional business, if you want to make 14,285 pre-tax and you have a 30% profit margin, you're going to have to do 47K in revenue to get to this. 47 grand in revenue to get to a $1,000 splurge. That's fucking crazy. And that's why most people never get there. They never get financially independent. Because when they make their 47 grand, the dollar signs light up their eyes and they become infatuated with everything and all the things that they could go and buy. They haven't factored in their cost, their profit margin, their taxes and expenses. And for these individuals, they most certainly haven't factored in their savings and investing so that they can get financial independence, so they don't have to keep working trying to get the 47K revenue every freaking day. If you're an Infinite Prosperity student of mine, hell, even if you're a YouTube subscriber of mine, you will already know my income allocation splits. I'll share them here really quickly. Here it is. This is your income. If it's a company, this part here is already factored in the company expenses and running costs. When you pay yourself a preferred dividend, you take out this much tax. That is to say, revenue minus expenses is up here, flows through your income, preferred dividend, you take the tax out of that. By the way, I live in Australia. This is for Australia. You will have different tax regulations. By the way, if you have a regular job, this will just be your job income and the tax is already taken care of by the employer. Just ignore this fucking part here. Your after-tax income is what's important here. This is the initial split that I was taught from a young kid. Save, live, spend, learn, play, and give. This is the percentage allocations. Anyone can do this, and everyone who's wise will consider it. This is your savings and investing. This is your financial independence. Every 3 months we increase this percentage. So these percentages are dynamic. They're dynamic, they'll always change, but this is the starting ground. If you can start with this and implement some level of discipline, you're off to a good start. This guy's going to keep increasing via a strategy called keep yourself poor, make yourself rich. It's what we teach in Infinite Prosperity. As your income grows, you will require less of a percentage to actually live. Therefore, you can take some of the percentage and move it into your savings. And from your savings, you have the cash buffers, you have the passive investment portfolio that grows over time and builds your financial independence, and you might have speculative trading. How on earth does the income grow? That's a great question. It comes from your learn account, your 10% learn. If you take 10% of your after-tax fucking income and you put it into your education and development, your income will grow. It will grow. If you go to primary school or elementary school and you go to high school and then you just, fuck it, that's it, I know everything, stop learning, you're going to have a mediocre life. You will be condemned to averageness, to mediocrity. Fuck that. You want to put 10% of your after-tax income into your brain. Find the mentors, find the masters, find the people on the planet with the results that you want. Find the people who know how to convey their principles and wisdom in a way that's palatable to you. Of all of the 6 categories, this by far will have the biggest financial return on investment. This guy here will help you grow your income. And the bigger and fatter this motherfucker comes, the bigger and fatter the flow down effect, the bigger life that you can live, the more that you can spend and splurge, the more that you can learn, and the more that you can save and invest. Eventually, this becomes so big and fat and juicy that this starts to deliver an income, and this will make your money for you. At that point in time, this whole freaking thing becomes a perpetual motion machine. It's called stage 2 financial independence. Income leads to savings and investing, which leads to income, which leads to all the rest. Living is your necessity. Spending is your splurging and reward. This is where your Rolex fits in. Learning is your education. Play is your massage, is your travel, is your vacation. And your giving allocation is a buffer so that you don't have to be such a tight ass with your money. If someone needs some money, you give them some money and you don't have to hold on to it like grim death. The reality is that you're going to spend and splurge and play and give away some of your money anyway. By doing it with this allocation, you have structure to it. And you can move around the percentages as your priority throughout life change and develop. But by having a structure, you have order and organization in your finances, and that's really important. Having some kind of allocation structure like this, expense allocation is what I call it, defends against spending everything that you make, because most people do that. So to finish out today's lesson, there's a little homework assignment. You might want to do this. I've shared it once before here on Snapchat. We're doing it again. Get a pen, get a paper. Here's what you do. Step 1, after-tax income. Step 2, write down the last 5 years from 2012 through 2016. Write down how much after-tax income you made each year. Tally them up and you'll get a total figure. How much income you made after tax for the last 5 years. Now, then what you want to go and do is get how much you saved and invested over this period of time divided by that total multiplied by 100. 5 years, if you only manage to save 10K out of 305, your savings rate is 3.27% as an average over the last 5 years. And this part might be a little bit alarming. If your average saving rate is less than 10%, you do not value financial independence or building wealth. Your actions that you have demonstrated are far more important, are far more of an accurate representation of the real you than what you say. Many people say that they want wealth, they want to become millionaires, they want to become financially independent, but their actions would demonstrate that, in fact, they just want to spend their money. And they have a crosswire in the brain that they think that they want wealth, but really they just want to spend the money. They want the Rolex, they want the bags, they want the scarves, they want the house and the lifestyle. And these are all great goals. Why not have the best? Why not want the best? Have expensive tastes, but don't back it with a fantasy that you want wealth when really you don't want to do the work. Because it is that incongruency between what you say you want and what you're really inspired from within to go and do will cause you to beat yourself up, will lower your self-worth, will increase your self-minimization. It will pull you out of presence where your power resides and get you running dissociations into the future, fantasies and phobias into the future. It'll get you doing retail dissociations and going and spending all your money to mask your unfulfillment. Sometimes when we're unfulfilled, we want to do an escape. We go and want to spend some money or go and eat some shit or drink some alcohol. I do that from time to time. I want to go and spend some money. I'm not feeling fulfilled right now. But over time and distance, if there's an incongruency between what you say you want to do and what you're really inspired from within to do, your higher mind transmission versus your lower mind fantasies and infatuations, you will have integrity issues in the mind that will manifest in the form of negative self-talk. If you set fantasies for yourself, if you say you want to do something that you're really not that inspired to do, you will have negative self-talk. And the voices in the head, and there's all these strategies and affirmations to get rid of the voices in the head. If you actually look closely at them, you'll realize that they're trying to get you back to congruency. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent again. I could talk about this all day, all weekend, and I would love to do that. New site is launching in about a month. Subscribe. The site itself is very nearly ready to go. I set up my accounting structures yesterday. It's coming along. LewisMocker.com is going to have wisdom in all 7 areas of life. But I should clarify so that people don't get too excited. It will be a soft launch. It will be a soft launch that will progress over the period of a year or 2 or 3, where I will continue to develop online courses, audio programs, online workshops, tools, strategies, etc., etc. At the start, it's going to be a little quiet. But like I said in a previous snap a couple of weeks ago, I will be looking for team because I can't launch the whole fucking thing myself. I can't scale up just on my own. That's ridiculous. I'm looking for team. Thanks for watching again today's mini lesson that went far longer than I had hoped, planned, expected. Thanks for watching.